we'll do it. Hey everybody, hello, it's Jay, back again with another video. Today we're going to be talking about, since I'm a massive Marvel fan, and just a good topic to talk about I think, is the fact that people think that Peter Parker or Spider-Man might be a trans masculine person or a trans boy. And I find it quite cute. I think it's a nice little thing, so we're going to talk about the reasons as to why people think that, why it's got a controversial little opinion coming to it, and what my opinion is if anybody cared about it. It went all over Tumblr and Twitter and everything, and I can't take credit for any of these. But the first fact that people think why he might be a trans boy is the fact that Peter getting bullied for being trans is 10 times more believable than him getting bullied for being a nerd. Which, you can see why that would be a thing. But people get bullied for all sorts of reasons. Like, you don't need a reason to be bullied. Some people just bully and it's not nice. But I can see why people would think it was more believable. He gets called Penis Parker in Spider-Man Homecoming. And people think that it's a transphobic insult. And people made sort of like a little backstory to this theory that maybe he was wearing a packer and the packer fell out and then the nickname stuck and all that sort of thing. And that is another one where you can see why it's believable. I do understand that, but that's down to opinion. Ned asks him, do you lay eggs, even though only female spiders lay eggs, because Ned knows that Peter is trans. The backstory, Ned's Peter's best friend, so I suppose Ned would know the fact that he's trans and his trans identity, but you can see that, and it's also, like I say, it goes in with the theory and it does make sense because obviously male spiders don't lay eggs, but that could just be a funny little gag Marvel put in there. Peter is shorter than the entirety of the cast, which a lot of trans boys are very easily under like 5'7". I'm 5'7" and I don't look it, but I know trans boys who are like 5 foot, so it's not that unbelievable. And obviously cis men do, at the age that Peter is, about 15, would probably be a lot taller, but that's just a theory, it's not 100%. He doesn't know how to tie a tie, which a 15-year-old cis boy's probably wore a tie before at some point in their lives. So you can see why that plays in. Yeah, because it could be his first school dance and stuff like that. And that is a cute little thing, especially if you saw Spider-Man Homecoming, like the scene where his aunt helps him tie the tie and stuff, and he's excited and he doesn't know what he's doing, he's nervous and excited. There's a nice little thing that will play into the theory. So there's a scene in Spider-Man Homecoming where somebody presumes that Spider-Man is a girl. And the scene goes, I know what a girl sounds like, and Peter responds, I'm not a girl, I'm a man, I mean, I'm a male. And that scene would show sort of like the persistence and how he got perceived as female and stuff like that. And obviously is a big thing for a lot of trans masculine people, the voices can't out them and stuff like that. Cis guys start puberty as early as 9 years old, but Peter is just now starting to get your body is flowering comments at 15. So, but like I say, cis men have different puberty rates, different heights, they work differently, but I think the thing is whether or not Peter is trans, a lot of people don't like it because they say it's not LGBT representation if it doesn't show it or say it. Yeah, I personally don't see the problem. If people are getting comfort and feel represented by these characters, whether they're cis or trans or not, it doesn't seem like a big deal whether or not Peter is trans or not, because it is a character, and if people are feeling comfort in that, and I can see the way the relationship with Tony Stark, how people latch on to that, because there's a lot of things that go around the internet about like how Tony fitted like his Spider-Man suit to be like binder friendly, and how Tony wants to like take him under his wing and help him and stuff like that. And I can see why for a lot of young trans people, especially people who love Marvel, why that would be such a nice sort of little dynamic going on, having the support from somebody older, like a dad-like figure and stuff like that. And I think if Peter is trans, that's cool. If he's cis, that's cool. It's not really a problem. I think people need to give people who find comfort in these canon characters, being whether the sexuality or gender is different, they just need to give them a break. And also it goes because Loki in the comics is gender fluid, so people don't like the fact that people are talking about Peter being trans, but they're not talking about Loki being trans when he was canonly trans, and that's a whole other can of worms that I'm not going to open. Yeah, but either way, I think it's a nice little theory, and there's nothing wrong with getting comfort in characters, whether they be fictional or comic, or, well, obviously that's fictional. You know what I'm trying to say, whether it's based off real life or whether you're looking and searching for it to feel this validation. It's your choice how you feel comfortable and you find the comfort within these characters. And plus, Spider-Man's a cool person to get the representation from. I love Spider-Man. He's a cool dude. This video is gonna end here because I've rambled on about Spider-Man for 11 minutes. Nice. Yeah, this was a short little video, but if you like this sort of content, if you would like to see us talk about LGBT characters or the canons behind them or Marvel in general, I love a good excuse to talk about Marvel. So get the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, all that YouTubery stuff, and I'll be back next week. Even if you don't want to see it or not, it'll be there. So bye.